Hello, everybody. Um, Sorry, my microphone broke, so it's taped together. So I hope I hope the quality of the microphone is good. It sounds good with the headphones on, so hopefully it stays that way. Um, okay. Not really sure where to begin with this video. Uh, so one thing I do kind of want to say really quick. Um, Before I get into everything, and it's mainly regarding YouTube. Um, I just want to say it right now. I'm not giving up on YouTube because everything I'm about to say is probably going to sound like I might be or I might be giving up on Little Fatty, but I promise you that is not the case. Okay, now that that's kind of out the way, I'll probably reiterate and I'll repeat myself along the way. But so a little while ago, I'm not really too sure how many months. It's been a few, maybe 2 or 3, I think. Let me see. Let me just pull it up now. So around like 3 months ago, I did an update to the Little Fatty channel that I was going to be making a second channel called Little Freaky. So I wanted to do something with it, but I never ended up doing anything with it. Um, Things just progressively got a little worse and worse for me, and I lost a lot of motivation, and things just kind of progressively got worse, and I lost a lot of motivation, and just I didn't want to do anything on YouTube anymore. I lost my passion for it almost. And not to say that I've lost it now. I think I've lost mainly. Sorry, I want him to be in frame. Okay, I haven't lost my motivation for YouTube. I've lost, I guess, the resources that I had to make videos and push them out and pump them out, which thinking back on and reflecting now, it's just I'm kind of upset with myself because it's like when I had my computer, I didn't upload as much as I should have, and I feel like there was a time where I was uploading consistently and it was really nice, and I kind of I burnt myself out a little bit, and I was taking like breaks from it, which is good. If you're a small content creator, take breaks. Don't treat what you love as a I guess as a burden. Don't don't treat your passions like they're jobs, unless unless your job is your passion. But I think you might understand what I mean is don't burn yourself out when you're doing something that you love. So, if you're a small content creator, I'm a small content creator. I know what it's like to want to put as much out there as possible and to post a lot on TikTok, post a lot on Instagram and YouTube Shorts and etc. I know what it's like, and it can burn you out really quick, and it burnt me out extremely quick. So for a little while, I thought, I lost the passion for YouTube, but I really didn't. I just lost the resources that I had to upload videos. My computer, man. If I can divulge into that really quick, honestly, it's like I don't know. It was during a time where things were just not going right. Um, which is feels like it's been this whole year, but that was during a time where specifically things were just really, really tough financially, and I wasn't feeling the best mentally. And then the computer, which was like my YouTube was like my only source almost of just of getting out there and doing things. It gave me an excuse to hit up my friends and want to record or buy a game and play the game and record the game. It gave me an excuse because, truthfully, if I'm being completely honest with you, I've completely lost that interest in playing games like as a whole. I don't buy games for myself like regularly, you know, even if it's something I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't go out there and get that. I know I've lost that passion for video games. I don't have that anymore. But when I started recording and when I started making videos and when I started watching other YouTubers, for example, Corey X Kenshin or Queso, which are very obviously my largest inspirations on YouTube and Twitch, which I'll get more into in a second too. But I don't know. When I lost the computer, that hit me so hard because I felt like it was finally things were kind of starting to look up in a sense of I've regained my motivation, I've regained my happiness, and I had an excuse to hang out with my friends. I had an excuse to get a game for myself and play the game and enjoy it with you guys, you know? I had that excuse to do it. And, you know, when I lost the computer, I felt like I lost all of that, too. So, that hit me really hard. And then it kind of feels like the rest of the month was just nothing but... I mean, if you've seen my last few videos, they haven't been the happiest videos. So, I don't know. I'm not here to reiterate those videos and what I was talking about in the last stuff. I'm not here to just repeat myself. But I'm here to just say, like, you know, I haven't lost my passion in YouTube. If anything, I've been trying to find other ways to get back out there, you know, work with what I got. Because at the end of the day, you know, I need to remind myself, I need to humble myself, and I need to, like I just said, I need to remind myself that I have better resources than others do, in the sense of, you know, there's probably somebody out there who wants to do YouTube, but they don't even have a laptop, you know? And I do. And, you know, my computer blew up, but, you know, I still have my microphone, I still have my camera, I still have my light for recording. I still have my keyboard, my mouse, you know, not everything was lost. And I need to every now and then sit down and kind of remind myself that even though I feel like I'm essentially cursed, I need to remind myself that I'm blessed too, you know, with what I do have. And the reason I say all of this, honestly, is because, you know, whether you're new here, whether you're seeing me for the first time, if this is your first impression of me, hello, I'm Ryan, and welcome to the Little Fatty channel. I'm happy that you're here. I'm genuinely happy that you're here. And also, if you're already a subscriber, then welcome back. You might know what's kind of going on with me lately. I haven't really been the best. But the reason I bring all of this up, honestly, is because I want to eventually look back on this, and I want my community to know what I've been through or what I'm going through and what my mentality is through this whole process. I don't know. I have high hopes that one day we'll make it. It's tough seeing that vision now, because it's like I feel like I don't have the resources to get out there and do as much as I could. But I'm uploading this video mainly because it's like, I do feel that one day we will, you know, we will make it. We'll make it through this. I genuinely think that, you know, one day we'll look back on all of this and it'll be nothing but a memory, you know? I'm essentially kind of just vlogging my mentality through this. And I'll be completely honest, it's been helping me. Vocalize kind of what's going on in my head instead of just overthinking it again and again and again. And I've always been transparent on this channel, you know, ever since I created it. what is it, almost legitimately a year now, from like almost, I think from today it's been a whole year since my one of my first uploads on this channel. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy that a whole year has happened and so much has happened, and it felt like I had so little time to go through it all. I don't know. But I've always been transparent on this channel. I've always been honest and open about how I feel and what I'm going through. Mostly because I want to build trust with my community, and I just want you guys to get to know me, you know, for who I am and what I'm going through. That's essentially it on that aspect. Things aren't really necessarily better. If anything, they're worse. I've lost out on so many job opportunities. I've applied left and right, and it blows because I have really good certificates, and really great references, and it's just like, it sucks because I feel like I have the talent to do so much, and the people will hire the bare minimum, you know. But that aside, it's whatever. At the end of the day, one thing I rarely ever talk about, I rarely ever talk about this because it sounds kind of ignorant, and that's just a self-reflection, honestly. Like, I feel like it sounds ignorant. I don't know, maybe you'll listen to this and you'll tell me what you think, but I've lost out on so many jobs, and I'll be completely honest with you, you know, like, the first few jobs that I had, I screwed up, like, really bad. You know, I grew up with no work ethic. I grew up in a church. Like, I grew up doing other things than going to a 9-to-5. Like, I grew up playing the guitar. I grew up singing in a team, you know, like a band almost. I grew up pursuing music, and I grew up pursuing technology. So I started building computers when I was living with my parents, and I did art. I forgot to mention that. I did art. I was an artist. I was an online artist for a little while. So it's like I had all of these different things going for me. So when I moved to the United States, like, I didn't have that 9-to-5 mentality. So it hit me hard because, you know those memes? Sorry, I get distracted. This video is probably not going to have any editing. I'm going to probably regret saying that now, but, you know, there's these memes that are like, when you finally grow up and you meet your first real world people. I'll probably put a meme like right now or something.
You ever tried a cigarette before? Man, these girls nowadays just ain't gonna be built like them high school girls ever again. I'll buy y'all 30 rack, but I better be invited to that party.
But it's just like, that meme has never been truer, because it's like, I got out of the house, and once I started working, it was like I met so many people that were just awful people, and, you know, those were my work influences, and I didn't really have much going for me. I was very, what's the word? My social skills were in the trash. So my first, you know, few work experiences, I fumbled bad. And not to say whatever too, but like, even in the first few years of my relationship, I was not really the best person I wish I was. You know, I had a lot of unresolved trauma and a lot of anger issues, and I feel like I took it out on a lot of people, and I burned a lot of bridges, unfortunately, you know. I regret so much from just even 4 to 5 years ago. I have too many regrets from that time. And I feel like right now, right, if I'm just gonna cut to the chase, I feel like right now I'm in a spot where it's like I realize all that. Well, I realized this like maybe a year ago. You know, I've tried to make my changes throughout the year. And side note, you know, the whole reason I started YouTube is because I thought I was a better person. You know, flashback to now, it's just like I'm still realizing I have so much to work on and so much to change. But yeah, no, it's just I feel like now I'm a lot more myself. I feel like I've kind of learned from my mistakes, and I've learned from all the fumbles that I've had, you know, in the past few years. I don't know. I'm at a point right now where it's just like I want things to start going right, because I feel like I'm a lot better myself, you know? I don't know. But yeah, no, my first few jobs I screwed up. That's my fault. I've stolen from my jobs. I've lied at my jobs. I haven't done anything horrible, but like, you know, I haven't been the best I could be. But now it's like I feel like I have a better ethic for work, and I feel like I'm a lot more responsible now, and just I'm a lot more genuine now, I feel like. So like to see jobs not work out for me now is kind of like, well, I'll put it this way, the past 3 jobs that I had, one was a layoff, one I quit because they were docking my pay. They docked everybody's pay, but I just didn't want to be there anymore. It was awful, and I was coming home hurt, like more than I was making like the money to, you know, compensate for it. And then my last job was a layoff too. Like it was, well, I guess maybe a story for a different time. But my point is, these past 3 are, well, these past 2. One was in my control because it was a horrible job, but the other 2 were like, you know, completely just out of my control. And I feel like I don't know, I haven't really learned anything from it because it just hurts, you know. I feel like it's just I don't know how to put it. It sucks. It really just sucks. The whole situation blows. But oh man, okay, sorry. We'll continue. Sorry about that, everybody. Probably sounds just like a trauma dump, but not even a trauma dump. Just more or less like I probably sound like I'm just moping and whining. I promise you, I'm not. I have updates. Okay. Aside from my personal life, what's going on with Little Fatty is essentially, I want to keep uploading videos here. I'm in contact with a super great friend of mine, who you'll probably meet on the channel eventually. Hopefully. That'd be awesome. But he's such a great friend of mine. We used to stream together way before YouTube. This is I'll probably put a clip.
Can I SD scream?
Yeah, scream really hard. Where's my freaking gun? Where's my gun? I don't have a gun. Dude, chill. Dude, I don't have a gun. If you don't get the kill,
I'm depressed.
but we have great memories together, and I've been in contact with him, and maybe we were gonna start editing videos together, because he wants to get back into editing, and that's great. And my computer sucks to edit. I can't. Editing on this thing is just horrible, so if he can help me with it, beautiful, you know. So I want to start uploading VODs from, like, you know, the Twitch VODs to the Little Fatty channel. That's essentially what we're gonna be doing from now on. until things start rolling and things get a little bit better. So like I said, I want to reiterate again, I'm not giving up on Little Fatty. However, we are moving to Twitch for now, because that's just what I can do. That is the best that I can do right now is Twitch. You know, I can live stream. Surprisingly, this thing can live stream. It can't edit and it can't play games while recording, but it can live stream while playing games. So hey, you know, I don't know what to say. I feel like that's kind of stupid, but whatever. You know, so we're gonna be streaming on Twitch from now on. We had a Little Fatty live Twitch account. That's where Little Fatty started, to be honest with you. Little Fatty was never a YouTube idea. It was always going to be Twitch. But it turned into YouTube once I wanted to start making long form content with edits and whatnot. So I'll just be completely honest. I lost total access to that account. Like, I had the 2-factor authentication linked to a different number. I couldn't pay that bill for like 4 months. They took away my number and I can't access that account anymore. Like, it's probably permanently gone unless I can, I don't know who I gotta suck off at Twitch, because like I've tried every outlet of support that I've tried to get that account back. It's just been unsuccessful every single time. So I've given up on it. I started a new Twitch account called Raikuni. It's a little play on words with, you know, Raikuni, and then Ryan Raikuni. So it's simple. I think it's cute. I think it's personal. But that's what it is, you know. That Twitch account is personal. I'm trying not to do a character kind of like Little Fatty, because Little Fatty, maybe a lot of you don't know, but Little Fatty is a character. It's a fat little raccoon. Little Fatty is a raccoon, not me. I'm not Little Fatty, even though I'm pretty fat. It's Little Fatty is a raccoon. So maybe you guys didn't know that, but you know, Little Fatty has always been a little character on the channel. You know, that's why I say welcome to the Little Fatty channel. I'm your host, Ryan. So maybe you didn't know that, but now you know that. But useless information probably, but we're going to be streaming on Twitch and on twitch.tv/Raikuni. We're going to be playing all kinds of stuff there. If you're still watching, you know, we're 22 minutes pretty much into this video. If you're still watching, thank you. And also, you know, I'll talk about what we might stream. Lately, we've been streaming reaction videos pretty much. We've been reacting to a lot of stuff, which you guys will see on the channel, because we're gonna edit the VODs and put them here until we can put them on. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Okay, so I brought up earlier that we did Little Freaky, so I completely rebranded it. Little Freaky's dead, sorry. So on the Little Freaky channel, which I renamed to Raikuni, all the edited VODs are going to go there. However, just so the VODs can gain a little bit of traction, they're going to start uploading here. So they're going to upload on this channel, and then they're going to go to Raikuni. Okay? Just going to put that out there. You know, one's going to be a streaming channel, and one's also going to be Little Fatty is going to be strictly gaming, you know, strictly edited videos, videos with my friends, that type of stuff. Like, it's not going to be always live stream content. Okay, so moving on from that, yeah, we're going to be streaming more often because it's what I can do right now. That's it. That's really it. I wish I had more of an update to give you guys, but I've given you guys a mouthful already. I don't want to bore you guys, and I don't want to start, I guess, blabbing or yapping more information about me, because I will. But, you know, I hope things get better. You know, like I said, I have full intentions, and I have expectations that one day we'll make it on YouTube and we'll make it on Twitch. You know, I'm not saying we'll ever be queso levels of huge. No pun intended, really. But like in terms of like size of content and viewers, I'm not saying that we'll ever be Corey Kenshin levels of it, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm realizing now. I completely forgot to finish my topic. One thing, like I was saying, it might sound ignorant. With all the jobs that I've had, some being completely in my control and some being out of my control, I've always wanted to just come back to Twitch. I've always wanted to just come back to YouTube and making videos. I always felt like maybe my knack or niche is being online, or entertaining. I've always felt like more of an entertainer. I've always felt like I had that more outgoing personality than I feel like maybe I'm better at this than I am working any other job. Because I've always... None of those seem to work out, honestly. Well, at least I want to be... I don't want to be ignorant to the point where it's like, oh, none of my jobs worked out. I don't want to work. I don't want it to come off like that. I've always struggled with sharing this opinion because I realize it probably sounds ignorant because everybody has to work. Everybody has to, work. I understand that. I just felt like, maybe my skill is better off entertaining people, and I don't know. Maybe you in the comments can help me understand what I'm trying to explain. Sorry, I'm like, very sporadic and topic jumping. I don't really know how to speak my mind that well. And hopefully that'll get better over time, but I do appreciate you listening. And I hope you're having a great day. It's Halloween, so happy Halloween. A lot of my friends are in costume today and doing stuff. But, I wanted to stream tonight. We're going to be streaming Mortuary Assistant. I was supposed to play that on the Little Fatty channel, but I feel like tonight of all nights is probably the best night to stream it. So if you made it through this whole 30-minute video, I will be live on Raikuni. And we will be streaming Mortuary Assistant tonight. I would love to see you guys there, I would love to see some Little Fatty community support on the Raikuni Twitch channel. It would mean so much to me. I attempted to stream from Twitch and YouTube, like a multi-stream, but the laptop just could not handle it no matter what. Like it was struggling so bad, and it was lagging the stream for YouTube and for Twitch, so it just wasn't having it. So I gave up on that. So we're sticking to Twitch for now. I wanted to emphasize, I would love more viewers now than later, and I'll explain why. Because I'm not affiliate yet on Twitch, so that means there's no ads whatsoever on my Twitch account. There's no ads. So I'm not making any monetary gain whatsoever on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you want to see a video or a live stream with no ads whatsoever, come to, Raikuni. It would mean a lot to me. All the support would, any support right now would be great. Okay, one last thing. I never wanted to stoop this low because I never thought I had the fan base for, or the support, or the community for it. But this is something that is a reoccurring thing that seems to be brought up almost weekly now. Of opening a GoFundMe I don't know if it's an ego thing, or I don't know if it's a personal thing. I just can't bring myself to do it. I can't. Like, I don't know. Cause I feel like I don't deserve it, you know? I don't know. I feel like I don't deserve that type of support. But I might open it, because I'm at a point right now where it's like I've lost my job, and you know, I do have bills to pay. And I'm not asking for anybody to pay my bills. I'm not like, you know, if people want to go fund me for a new computer so I can stream long term, or I can make more content long term, then that's what I would end up doing. I want people to want more content, if that makes sense. Like, I want you guys to want more stuff. So if that's what you guys want, you know, if a GoFundMe is being constantly brought up through, you know, the community, through Discord, through a few of the comments on YouTube, and even on Twitch, it's like, okay, I'm at a point where it's just, if you guys actually would like to support me, I'll make it. But who knows? Let me know what you think. This is a long freaking video, and I'm horribly sorry. But I feel like everything I've said, I've kind of wanted to get out there. And I don't know. I hope you all know that I genuinely appreciate you guys. Right now I don't feel too great, because I feel like I'm at a point where I don't see anything getting better. But I want things to get better. And I want us to make it out. I want us to make out. I want to make out. I want us to get out of this whole horrible situation. Make it out of this. I don't know. I appreciate you guys. You all mean a lot to me. At the end of the day, you know, we actually do have a really cool community full of people who care, and that's all I want, you know. That's all I've ever wanted, is a community of people to gather and care about something, you know. That's all I've ever wanted. You know, I grew up on Markiplier. I grew up with PewDiePie, you know. I grew up with creators that had awesome fan bases, and I've always wanted that, personally. I've always wanted that, like, dang, look at all these people. They really love these videos. I want that one day. I want to be the person making music. I want to be the person making or playing horror games and people making fun of me, you know. I want that. So that's what I've always wanted, you know. I want people to call me fat. Like, I love the queso community, because it's just like, it's everything I've ever wanted. Obviously I want to build my own community, you know, based off of people who have their own interests and stuff. And I'm still yapping, and I'm sorry. I'll stop yapping. But my point is, I appreciate you guys. I'm very grateful for each and every single one of you that is subscribed and that watches my content. It means a lot to me. And some of you have even been sharing my stuff while I've been down, and while I have been not feeling the best. And just the fact that you guys care so much, to the point where it's like you're sharing my stuff to get other people to see it when I should be doing that. It's just it's humbling, because wow, people actually care, you know. And the comments that you guys leave, you know, they're very nice, and I didn't think we'd get this far. I didn't think we'd have a community ever. I didn't think people would want to see me play games or talk about how I feel, you know. I never thought I'd ever get that. So just the fact that, you know, there are people here that actually care, that means so much to me. So thank you very much, everybody. Oh god. We'll be live on Twitch hopefully soon. We'll be playing some games. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say, really. You know, you guys mean a lot to me, and I hope you guys know that I'm not faking how, when I say that, like, you actually mean a lot. Every single one of you. Okay, I'm gonna go before I start, you know. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for listening to this very long video of me ranting and talking. And I will be live on Twitch. Link will be in the description, and also the thing will be right here, Raikuni. Check it out, please. It would mean so much to me. Okay. Bye bye, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. All right, bye.